Welcome to Wisdom Trek with Gramps. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, and we are on day 2285 of our trek. The purpose of Wisdom Trek is to create a legacy of wisdom, to seek out discernment and insights, and to boldly grow where few have chosen to grow before. In today's Wisdom Nugget, I'll guide you through the vast landscapes of biblical wisdom. It's a pleasure to have you join me on this journey. Today, our exploration takes us into the profound insights of Proverbs chapter 21, verses 9 through 16 from the New Living Translation. As we delve into these verses, let's seek the timeless wisdom that can guide us in understanding the consequences of living with a contentious spouse, the significance of generosity and justice, and the impact of wisdom on our daily choices. So without further delay, let's head out and dive into the wisdom of Proverbs. Verse number 9. It is better to live alone in a corner of an attic than with a quarrelsome wife in a lovely home. This verse presents the vivid pictures of challenges of living with a contentious spouse. How can we navigate the complexities of relationships, especially when faced with contention? Well, we need to choose peaceful relationships by recognizing the impact of contentious relationships on our well-being. Choose peace and harmony in your relationships, understanding that living in simplicity and tranquility is better than a lovely home marred with constant quarreling. Embrace the importance of fostering an atmosphere of peace in your home. Now let's explore verse 10. Evil people desire evil. Their neighbors get no mercy from them. This verse underscores the self-serving nature of evil individuals and the lack of mercy that they extend to their neighbors. How can we cultivate a spirit of generosity and mercy toward our neighbors? We need to be cultivating generosity and mercy and recognize the destructive nature of evil desires that withhold mercy. Cultivate a spirit of generosity and mercy toward your neighbors. Understand that such virtues reflect the character of God. Choose to be a source of kindness and compassion, fostering a community where mercy is freely given. Now verse 11 continues with a reflection on discipline and wisdom. If you punish a mocker, the simple-minded become wise. If you instruct the wise, they will be all the wiser. This verse emphasizes the transformative power of discipline and instruction on both the mocker and the wise. How can we appreciate the value of discipline and instruction in our personal growth? We need to value discipline and instruction while recognizing the transformative power of discipline and instruction in personal growth. Embrace correction with humility, understanding that it leads to wisdom. Choose to learn from instruction, knowing that the wise become wiser through continuous learning and a willingness to receive guidance. Now let's turn our attention to verse 12. The righteous one knows what is going on in the home of the wicked. He will bring disaster on them. This verse highlights the divine awareness of the actions and the deeds within the homes of the wicked. How can we understand the principles of divine justice and its application in our lives? We need to trust in divine judgment by recognizing the principles of divine judgment, where the righteous one is aware of the actions of the wicked. Trust that God will bring consequences to those who engage in unrighteousness. Choose to live in alignment with God's principles, understanding that His justice prevails over all. Now verse 13 speaks of the consequences of ignoring the cries of the poor. Those who shut their ears to the cries of the poor will be ignored in their own time of need. This verse underscores the reciprocal nature of compassion and the consequences of neglecting the needs of the poor. How can we cultivate compassion and avoid the pitfalls of neglecting the cries of the poor? It is done by cultivating compassion and recognizing the reciprocal nature of compassion, understanding that those who ignore the cries of the poor may face neglect in their own time of need. Cultivate a heart of compassion, actively seeking to meet the needs of the less fortunate. Choose to be a source of kindness, knowing that your generosity may be returned when you need it most. Now let's explore verse 14. A secret gift calms anger. A bride under the table pacifies fury. This verse speaks of the pacifying effects of a gift in diffusing anger and fury. How can we understand the role of gifts and generosity in promoting peace? We need to use generosity to promote peace by recognizing the pacifying effects of gifts in diffusing anger and fury. Use generosity wisely to promote peace and reconciliation in relationships. Understand that the thoughtful and sincere gestures can have a calming effect, fostering an atmosphere of harmony and understanding. Now verse 15 continues with a reflection on justice and joy. When justice is done, it brings joy to the righteous, but terror to evildoers. This verse highlights the contrasting emotions that justice evokes in the righteous and evildoers. How can we understand the emotional impact of justice and its role on our society? We need to advocate for justice and recognize the emotional impact of justice, bringing joy to the righteous and terror to the evildoers. Advocate for justice in your community, understanding that a society built on righteousness and fairness fosters joy and well-being. Choose to actively contribute to the pursuit of justice, knowing that it aligns with God's principles. And finally, let's explore verse 16. A person who strays from common sense will end up in the company of the dead. This verse underscores the consequences of disregarding common sense. How can we appreciate the importance of common sense in our decision-making? We need to value common sense by recognizing the consequences of straying from common sense and understanding that it can lead to destructive outcomes. Value common sense in your decision-making, seeking wisdom and discernment in every choice. Choose to align your actions with sound judgment, knowing that common sense is a valuable guide in navigating life's complexities. And there you have it, my friends. Insights from Proverbs chapter 21, verses 9 through 16. These verses offer us timeless wisdom in choosing a peaceful relationships, cultivating generosity and mercy, valuing discipline and instruction, trusting in divine justice, cultivating compassion, using generosity to promote peace, advocating for justice, and valuing common sense in decision-making. As we continue our journey through these pages of the Bible, remember that the wisdom it offers is our guiding light in navigating the complexities of life. Until the next time, keep seeking God's wisdom and make it part of your daily trek. If you found this podcast insightful, please subscribe and leave us a review. Then encourage your friends and family to join us and to come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, creating a legacy. And thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and create a great day every day. See you next time for more daily wisdom.